Hey, Geezer, give me some money.
Sure, I'll let you borrow $10,000 at 10% interest per 10 days.
Right, we're not giving it back to you, though.
Sounds like the deal is sealed.
Trouble Busters!
Hello there, give me some cash. Who the heck are you guys?
Who cares?
Thanks, kiddo. Oh, what a day!
My name is Douglas. I'm 45 and I have a business in the financial industry. I'm trying to exercise more, so recently I started walking to work instead of driving.
Hey, Geezer, give me some money.
Okay, how much?
As much as you got.
As much as I have, well, I have about,
We'll take all that cash.
Give it.
Sure, I'll let you borrow $10,000 at 10% interest per 10 days.
Right, we're not giving it back to you, though.
Sounds like the deal is sealed. Here's my business card.
We don't want it.
And don't even think about talking to the police or else, okay?
Of course, I would never do anything like that to my client. 10% compound interest. I recommend you return it as soon as you can.
Yeah, I'll return it to you in my next life, so rest assured.
Sounds like a plan.
See you next life.
I know you're not planning on returning it.
This past month has been great.
That geezer made it too easy. He gave us $10,000 in cash right then and there.
Let's go take a quick cig break and go look for that guy again.
That's what I was going to say.
This is too good to be true.
What should we buy next? Maybe we could soup up our car and get a woofer box.
Sounds chill.
All the bikini girls at the beach will be staring at us.
You guys need to shut up.
Huh? What? Didn't you guys hear him? You guys are being too loud.
We're sorry. We'll keep it down.
What the heck? Who are those guys?
They're not ordinary people for sure. Should we get out?
I don't think we should ever come back here.
Where do you think you're going? Oh, we were about to... Oh, hey, you! Hey, you!
Who are you to talk to him like that?
We're sorry.
Are you?
Quite some guys here, huh?
Oh,
Everyone here, including the associates, are my guys. You guys are not going anywhere, and I'm not letting you get away with this.
Trouble Busters.
May I take a seat?
What are you mumbling for? Answer the Godfather's question, you bastard!
Godfather? What?
I guess I don't look like one anymore now that I'm getting a little older and I'm not as active as I used to be. Aiden here takes care of those things for me. I guess they already mentioned it, but let me introduce myself to you. My name is Douglas Sinclair. I'm the third godfather of the Trabluti family. My pleasure meeting you.
What the? Did you just say Trabluti family?
What's your name?
Oh!
You made him introduce himself. Why don't you introduce yourself to him now, huh?
Answer his question now. Oh, please allow us to introduce ourselves. My name is Carson.
And I'm Caleb. And I'm Harrison.
Great, thank you so much. Now that we know who we are, let's go straight to the subject.
The subject?
Sir, here's your iced coffee. So, when are you going to return the money, huh?
The money? I might need more time.
I recommend you return it as soon as you can. He's right. It sounds like you're underestimating the interest rate that you got with your deal.
Interest rate?
Remember I said it'll be 10% compound interest? Your $10,000 debt is already at $13,042.
$13,042? That's about $4,300 for each of us. Hey, can I order a hot coffee?
Right away. And that's only as of now. If you delay it for another month, it's going to be $17,095 by next month.
What? But we only got about $1,000 from all three of us together right now.
Is that your payment for this month?
No, we don't have any money right now, so we'll start paying next month.
Did you say next month? Oh boy, that's not good. So you're paying us $1,000 next month, which means that your debt will be around $16,000 when we subtract your payment. This means that your debt will inflate to around $20,867 by the following month. If you return another $1,000 that month, your debt will become around $25,823. Your lives are over at that point. Well, all we care about is to collect money from you guys, and it's not our problem on how you guys plan on paying it off.
Oh my God, that's just completely cruel. Your smile scares me. What are you thinking right now?
I'm thinking exactly what I'm expressing. It's part of our business to lend money to people. And we know exactly how to collect money from people who don't have the ability to pay what they owe.
Oh God, what did we get ourselves into?
Don't worry, we'll make sure we take care of you.
Take care of us? What does that even mean?
This reminds me of when the big bad wolf was telling Little Red Riding Hood not to worry.
I strongly encourage you to go for the job that Aiden can hook you up with to help you pay back your debts. I can help you by waiving the interest rate if you decide to do so.
Oh, really?
What are these idiots so happy about? I know these guys aren't gonna hook us up with legitimate jobs. I know this might be risky, but I think it's gonna be worth the risk. Hold on a second. Huh? Hold on for what? You don't deserve to tell us to hold on.
Oh, shut up. Don't you understand that these gentlemen are our customers? We need to listen to what they have to say.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that.
Okay, so what is it, Carson?
We never signed the contract.
You're right, we don't have a signed contract.
So everything is invalid.
Invalid?
I'm trying to say that the 10% compound interest is not valid.
And what makes you think it's okay to say that? You knowingly borrowed money from him.
You might be right, but
not that I might be right. I am right, you butthole!
But then it's still a fact that we never signed a contract.
I understand what you're trying to say, but unfortunately, our verbal agreement still stands as a valid contract.
What?
In the state of Truxas, oral contracts are as legally binding in most situations. They are enforceable and can be considered as valid as written contracts. This is unless the contract pertains to exceptions such as real estate property. Just think about ordering a pizza over the phone. A customer calls the restaurant to promise the payment over the phone while the restaurant cashier agrees to get a pizza ready, which is a valid establishment of the business. Because the interaction is naturally over the phone, there is no written contract for that business, but if the restaurant fails to deliver the pizza or the customer fails to provide a payment, it would be considered a default of debt.
What? But then there's nothing that proves the verbal agreement between us.
Carson, you don't seem to get it, do you? I have an audio recording of our interaction. A basic must-do for a loaner when loaning money to a loanee. It's impossible for me to make you sign a written contract when someone like you approaches me randomly on the street. That's why I always make sure I have an audio recording whenever I have a verbal agreement with my client. You may have thought that you'd get away with your cleverness, but I guess we're ahead of you on this.
Sir?
What is it?
May I ask a question as a loanee?
Of course you can. I need to make sure my client fully understands the nature of the contract we have.
I've borrowed money from different places in the past, but that interest thing that you mentioned earlier, isn't it legally capped at 20%?
Was it?
Even if what you're saying is true, you're at a 10% compound interest, and you're going to pay what you agreed.
But isn't that profiteering?
It is indeed. And so what? You knowingly borrowed money from me.
You might be right, but since it's illegal for you to do that,
I only think it's right for you to adjust this contract between us.
And what if I decline?
I'm gonna call the cops.
Ah.
Hey, Carson, are you sure about this?
Oh, shut up. I can't just let them do whatever they want.
But
It's just a matter of whether they get us now or later. I'd rather try and do something about it right now in case it would save us.
there's no need for you to call the cops.
Huh?
They're already here. What? Where are they?
Right here.
Huh?
I'm the cop.
What? Really?
Did you just say you're a police officer?
That's right. My name is Kroger, and I'm from the Trubus Police Department.
So you're really a cop, huh?
That's right. I am a cop. Hey, Carson, does this mean
We're blessed, guys.
this guy must be here to save us? Whew, that was close.
So you've been listening to our conversation, right?
Yeah, I've listened from pretty much the beginning.
All right. Now, time to get to work and save our butts, officer.
Don't tell me what to do. Get to work. What do you want me to do?
Well, obviously, I need you to catch these mafia guys right in front of us now.
I guess I could do that if you guys want. Yeah!
Yeah. Did you hear him, you bastards?
A police officer happens to be here, and look who's got the luck now! You're all gonna be arrested! How do you guys feel about this whole situation now, huh?
Yes, we're saved. We're all going home.
As soon as you sue the Trabluti family, I have 20 victims who got mugged by you who plan on suing you guys for what you've done!
What?
What? Why?
Hey, cop, aren't you supposed to protect innocent civilians like me?
Why are you acting like you're taking their side?
Huh?
I'm not taking any sides. I told you I don't mind taking these guys with me to the police station. It'll just be a matter of seconds before they get out.
What? Why would they get out?
I would just tell them that a 365% annual interest rate is no good and give them a friendly warning to bring it down to 20% before I let them go. That's all.
But these guys are causing harm to innocent civilians like me. How can you let them go? As a taxpayer, I demand you to do your job.
You don't even know what you're talking about. Trabluti family might be a mafia group, but they're no harm to civilians. Or at least they're less harm than people like you, considering the fact that you mug people on the streets.
How could you?
Kroger is a bit different from any other cop. He doesn't seem to buy the fact that robbers like you would still have human rights. Him and I have made great friends, and we have mutual disagreements on many different things. Now, answer Kroger's question.
Yeah, what's your answer? Are you going to sue us and get sued for mugging people on the streets? Carson, this is bad. If we get 20 people suing us, we might end up in jail. I told you earlier that we know exactly what to do to collect money from people like you.
We knew better than letting you argue as you wish. Just as Aiden said earlier, we're a step ahead of you with this game. We're also ready to send you over for a job that would allow you to pay what you owe us, too.
It almost sounds like being in prison is better than letting you send us wherever.
I wonder if you're right or wrong.
Huh? You really think being in prison will be easy? Hey, Donovan!
Yes, sir.
Tell them what it's like being in prison since you've done time before.
Sure.
Donovan started off by telling these kids to expect to lose all their basic human rights once they end up in prison. Demoralizing body checks, harsh training, the fact that you still have to work behind the bars, and how you could only make about $5 a month and save about $10 a year. You don't get much food to eat, and everyone hates their life every day.
In conclusion, when you're in prison, the guards are the rules that you must always abide by. If you resist, you'll lose your probation. You get brainwashed that way. They'll treat you like pigs, and all you can do is suck it up until you're done serving in there.
And for what you've done, you're likely going to be living like that for about 10 years behind bars. 10 years?
Guys, we don't even know if it's gonna be for 10 years yet. I'd say 10 years sounds pretty accurate for what you guys have done, especially considering the number of victims who are willing to take your cases to the court. You're also gonna be paying back what you've mugged. It should come out to be, about $12,900. $12,900? What? That's too much! Is it? But that's how much you've taken from other people. Oh, God! I'm willing to let you send me out. Me too.
Sounds like a wise decision. Carson, what about you? After listening to Donovan, there was no way Carson would be willing to go to prison instead. He also decided to be sent to the job that we'd be referring them over to.
Okay, so as long as we pay back $13,042, you're letting us go, right?
Huh?
What? Hey, why are you still talking about that dollar amount?
Wait, isn't that what you said earlier? You owe us $13,042, and you also owe your victims $12,900.
What? That too? Of course that too. You're going to pay back every penny you owe everyone. You'll return the money to the victims, or else you will be prosecuted for what you've done and end up with 10 years in prison.
No, we don't want to go to prison.
We'll pay everything we owe.
All right. Just so you know, we're also charging you handling fees, inconvenience fees, and apology fees of $50,000 in total. Don't worry, I'll come up with a special program for you so you'll pay everything in the next 5 years.
What? 5 years?
You owe $50,000. 5 years is reasonable. If you want, you can go look for other ways to pay. We'll just charge you the 10% compound interest.
Oh, God! And please don't hesitate to consult the police if you have any concerns. We'll just have your victims officially file a lawsuit against you guys, and you'll be in prison for 10 years. Oh, God!
If only you were cooperative in the beginning. All you would have had to pay would have been $13,042 plus $12,900 for a total of $25,042, and you would only have been gone for 2.5 years.
What?
How shameful of you to try and get away with what you owe, right, Aiden?
I agree. These guys got on my nerves when they thought they turned the tables around and started acting cocky. I even think $50,000 isn't enough to teach them a lesson. We're sorry. We'll never mug people again, and we'll work hard. So, is there anything you could do to help us out?
It's too late now. I hate people like you. You use violence to hurt people and take from them. I hope you learned your lesson and don't ever show your face to us again.
Oh, please help.
And the sanction was given to the shameless kids. At least it seemed like it. Kroger, thanks again.
No worries, bro. I hope those kids learned their lesson.
I don't think so. I'm gonna make sure they learn their lesson inside out to the bottom of their souls.
Oh, it's so bright out here. I feel like the prison would have been better. What's the point of even thinking about that? Just quit thinking.
Ah, here comes our first target. Hey, you, give us all the cash you have.
Hey, officer, over here. These guys are trying to mug me.
Huh? What? Wait, what's going on?
Do you guys remember who I am? I'm one of the guys you mugged 5 years ago.
What? Did we?
Quit arguing.
We got all the evidence that you tried to mug him. Don't even try to argue. What? But you promised us.
Promise? What promise are you talking about? Any idea, Aiden?
No idea. Officer, those guys are lying. Those guys are mafia. Arrest them, officer.
Arrest who? I'm here to arrest you guys for the 20 different police reports that got filed.
What the heck?
Hold on, officer. This cop called Kroger was profiteering with compound interest of 20% that was supposed to be 365% of what we pay, and...
You're not making any sense. Now I'm taking you under arrest.
But hold on. Isn't it past the statute of limitations?
Hasn't been 7 years yet. Now let's go.
What the? So does that mean that we're still...
You're still guilty of what you've done.
But we have remorse.
Remorse? I was listening to you trying to mug this poor man here just a couple minutes ago.
Oh, God, but we worked so hard for 5 years because we didn't want to end up in prison.
We got tricked into this. How dare you?
I knew these guys would do it again as soon as they came out. There's no way these kids would ever learn their lesson. And this was how Carson and his guys had ended up in prison for 10 years after being in a living hell that's just like prison for 5 years. Because they've paid off every penny they owed their victims by the time they were officially arrested, their victims ended up not suing them. But I'm not gonna let these guys out on the streets, seeing that it only took a few seconds for them to start mugging people as soon as they were free. I hope these guys will finally learn their lessons in the next 10 years. Trouble Busters.